For me to formally close this year's forum, Excellencies, distinguished panelists, representatives of governments, civil society organizations, business sector, and other esteemed colleagues, as the saying goes, all good things come to an end. And so on behalf of the UN Working Group on Business and Human Rights, we are indeed very proud to have witnessed 3 days of intensive discussions, networking, renewed commitments on how to reinforce business respect for human rights. We trust that you have found the last 3 days to be both enriching and rewarding, with meaningful exchanges taking place inside and outside of the meeting rooms. Our sincere thanks to our panelists for the insightful and inspiring contributions you've all made to this year's theme, Accelerating Action on Business and Human Rights Amidst Crisis and Transformation. Let me also reiterate our firm commitment to a zero-tolerance policy against any act of intimidation or retaliation related to the participation or expression of views in this forum. Despite financial and other constraints, we are delighted to see that this year's forum was able to attract such a large and diverse group of stakeholders. You may wish to know that this year brought together a new record of over 4,600 participants, including 1,000. And that includes 1,000 people joining us online. The top 3 stakeholder groups represented were CSOs, 34%, the private sector, 30%, and of course the academia, 12%. Since the adoption of the UNGPs in 2011, it has provided authoritative international standard on what responsible states and businesses should do to protect, respect, and fulfill human rights. And as we've heard throughout this forum, while progress has been made, some challenges remain. The rapid scale of human rights backsliding, widening inequality, defunding of human rights institutions, exploitative use of artificial intelligence, and slow progress in climate action and clean energy transition all show the need for renewed commitment to the UNGPs. Excellencies, esteemed colleagues, in these precarious times of interlocking crisis and transformations that shake the very foundation of human rights as we have known it, renewed solidarity and unity of purpose is urgently required. State action to enhance mandatory human rights due diligence and access to remedy for victims is critical. We therefore call on all states to step up their commitment to the UN guiding principles on business and human rights by adopting legislation and national action plans on business and human rights that mainstream human rights in all sectors, and for countries that already have national action plans to ensure their effective implementation. We call on all business enterprises to be more proactive in integrating the UNGPs across their value chains. Capacity development and education of stakeholders will also be very crucial going forward. We congratulate higher education institutions, civil society organizations, indigenous caucus, and human rights defenders for their continuous devotion to raising awareness on the UNGPs. And we call on states and businesses to provide more support for these key actors so they can do more. As we conclude this forum, let us reaffirm a simple truth. Economic development that neglects human rights will only result in further crisis. Let us therefore continue to work together to shape a more just, accountable, and human rights-oriented global economy that leaves no one behind. I must end by congratulating my colleagues on the working group for another Chairperson Pichamon, Robert, Fernanda, Lyra, congratulations on another successful forum. and myself, of course. We also congratulate and thank our dedicated, small but very dedicated secretariat team supporting the working group. We thank our 50 student volunteers, both online and on-site, UNOG colleagues, including the interpreters. We specifically thank you for staying with us. Conference services, our security team, and all of those that have made effort to make this year's forum successful. In these uncertain times, funding challenges have created significant pressure on sustaining this multi-stakeholder platform. So let me therefore invite you again to contribute and help ensure the continuity of this forum. Please scan the QR code displayed in the Palais des Nations to make your support count. Together we can ensure that this forum remains our shared platform for assessing progress, for addressing challenges, and for advancing solutions to prevent and remedy adverse business-related human rights impact. We look forward to welcoming you next year to the 15th edition of the forum here in Geneva, and it will mark the 15th anniversary of the UNGPs. So we are excited and we look forward to celebrating this milestone together with you. Excellencies, esteemed colleagues, it has been such a great pleasure having you with us this year, and I wish us all safe travels back to our respective destinations. I thank you all.